Hi, comrades. So today we're going to be reading an excerpt from Georgi Dimitrov's diary. I know it's backwards. Uh, Dimitrov is a really prolific writer, and I'd really like to encourage you to read any of his works. This is a fabulous one. A great one is The Fascist Offensive. You can find it to read online. I'll try to put a link in the description. You can find plenty of his books online, his writings, mostly about anti fascism. He wrote a lot about youth and their involvement in the socialist revolution. And what this excerpt that we're going to cover today is going to give us is an insight into the decisions and lives of these communist leaders. We see the seriousness and consequences of revolution. Quote from Stalin that we will cover embodies the Marx quote, when our turn comes, we will make no excuses for the terror. Which I definitely encourage you to give that a Google and read the full the full writing so you can really get the true context of what Marx is saying, because it goes beyond just, we will make no excuses for, for the terror. It's not just a threat. It really is about the violence from the system, and how, we will have to respond to it. And so what we're going to cover, the scene basically of this excerpt, is uh, Stalin, Molotov, Dimitrov, scores of leaders from the Comintern and the International Communist Movement have gathered for a celebratory uh, gathering, and after a demonstration that they attended together. And so they're basically just going around the room doing toasts. And so there's a toast here, a couple of them by Stalin, Dimitrov, maybe a couple of others. It's pretty short, so bear with me. I hope you will take some time to look further into Dimitrov if you haven't already. So, Stalin. I would like to say a few words, perhaps not festive ones. The Russian czars did a great deal that was bad. They robbed and enslaved the people. They waged wars and seized territories in the interests of landowners. But they did one thing that was good. They amassed an enormous state, all the way to the Kamchatka. We have inherited that state. And for the first time, we, the Bolsheviks, have consolidated and strengthened that state as a united and indivisible state, not in the interest of the landowners and capitalists, but for the benefit of the workers, of all the people that make up that state. We have united the state in such a way that if any part were isolated from the common socialist state, it would not only inflict harm on the latter, but would be unable to exist independently and would inevitably fall under foreign subjugation. Therefore, whoever attempts to destroy that unity of the socialist state, whoever seeks the separation of any of its parts or nationalities, that man is an enemy, a sworn enemy of the state and of the peoples of the USSR. And we will destroy each and every such enemy. Even if he was an old Bolshevik, we will destroy all his kin, his family. We will mercilessly destroy anyone who, by his deeds or his thoughts, yes, his thoughts, threatens the unity of the socialist state, to the complete destruction of all enemies, themselves and their kin. Approving exclamations. To the great Stalin. Stalin, I have not finished my toast. A great deal is said about great leaders, but a cause is never won unless the right conditions exist. And the main thing here is the middle cadre. party, economic, military. They're the ones who choose the leader, explain our positions to the masses, and ensure the success of our cause. They don't try to climb above their station. You don't even notice them. Dimitrov. And to the one who inspires them, shows them the way, and leads them, to Comrade Stalin. Stalin. No, no. The main thing is the middle cadre. Generals can do nothing without a good officer corps. Why did we prevail over Trotsky and the rest? Trotsky, as we know, was the most popular man in our country after Lenin. Bukharin, Zinoviev, Rykov, Tomsky were all popular. We were little known. I myself, Molotov, Voroshilov, and Kalinin, then, we were field workers in Lenin's time, his colleagues. But the middle cadres supported us, explained our positions to the masses. Meanwhile, Trotsky completely ignored those cadres. Dimitrov. And because after Lenin you showed us the true path and carried on his cause firmly and wisely, after all, there have been cases in history where successors have ruined the causes of their precursors. Voroshilov and Molotov. Dimitrov wants to propose a toast. Dimitrov. There is nothing I can add to what Comrade Stalin has said about merciless struggle against enemies and about the significance of the middle cadres. That will be taken into account in the party, and I myself will do everything in my power to ensure that it is taken into account in the ranks of the Comintern as well. But I should say, that is not only my profound conviction, but I experienced for myself in prison, under conditions of the most severe ordeals, what supremely good fortune it is for the socialist revolution and for the international proletariat that following Lenin, Comrade Stalin has carried on his cause with such unswervingness and genius through every sharp turning point, and has ensured the victory of our cause. There can be no speaking of Lenin without linking him with Stalin. All lift their glasses. Stalin. I respect Comrade Dimitrov very much. We are friends and will remain friends. But I must disagree with him. He has even expressed himself here in an un-Marxist fashion. What the victory of the cause requires is the correct conditions, and then the leaders will always be found. It is not enough merely to point out the true path. The English party, after all, has what we consider the correct policy, but it can accomplish nothing because the middle cadres are on the side of the labor rights. The French party is carrying out the correct policy, but the Socialist Party is nevertheless very strong. The fundamental thing is the middle cadres. That must be noted, and it must never be forgotten that other conditions being equal, the middle cadres decide the outcome of our cause. Khrushchev. What we have is a felicitous combination, both the great leader and the middle cadres. That's where we'll end. And there's other parts of that. If you get this, you'll be able to check them all out. One thing just to go over real briefly is the term middle cadre. This is probably you and me, comrades. We may not be in the top leadership of our respective parties, but we make up the bulk of membership. We are the framework, the gears and levers that build and propel our parties forward. And this is what Stalin wanted to stress here. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you have any criticisms, please throw them out there. Other ideas or alternative viewpoints, or let me know what you think of this the book if you've read it. Thank you so much. Give the video a thumbs up, share with your social media, and please subscribe. Thanks, comrades.